Yeah, I'm coming directly from the Liberland Floating Man, which is a festival in Liberland. It was a very nice event. I will show you a couple of pictures, but this presentation will be slightly different than normally. I will try to concentrate on the tech. So I will not be talking about where Liberland is, because you probably might know it. I will not be talking about the fact that we have 600,000 people who applied for citizenship, and a great majority of these people are from the tech background and from the blockchain business. I will show you just Liberland as it is right now. That's a picture from last week, from above the skies. It's a beautiful piece of land which is still unclaimed by anybody else than Liberland. It was a very special legal case in which Croatia and Serbia could not agree on the borders, and they still don't agree. So basically, Croatia, which is here, says that the border is here, and Serbia says that the border is here. So that's why we stepped in and we basically claimed this piece of land. I will not be talking about the free trade zone in Apatin, which we just signed the contract, so the Liberland companies will be able to export, import, produce, which is pretty cool. Finally, I will not be talking about the ecosystem of Liberland companies. I'll just show you one of the, I would say, favorite products in Liberland economy, which is liver beer. I will not talk about the airport, which we are getting as well. That's a lot of fun. You can actually now fly to Liberland, and it's only 8 kilometers away from the territory itself, so it's very, very easy to get to Liberland now. That's a picture from Floating Man. It was a very nice event. I will also not be talking about the Floating Liberland project, which is a development project for the first settlement inside of the territory itself. We have planned to have a nice hotel there, co-working space, restaurant, so I hope you will be able to visit us at some point. But I think the big idea behind Liberland is about something different, right? It's about building the freest and most advanced jurisdiction, and we're not like Aragon, maybe not that much focused on that, but we also are in the space of blockchain, and we want to build a truly free jurisdiction which will be very open to all other blockchain companies and all the tech startups in the very near future. And right now we decided to basically do the technology, use the EOS.io technology that is already out there to build our Congress, to build our dispute resolution mechanisms. I know EOS is not present at this conference, but I truly believe that EOS does have a solution that we need. The immutability doesn't really work with a country like jurisdiction. We need to be able to restore the private key of the prime minister if he loses it, right? We cannot simply say, oh, sorry guys, now we will start a new country over. So I think EOS was a smart solution for us. I think we also decided to partner with the good guys called Ghostbusters. I call them Blockbusters sometimes. But these guys, they have a lot of experience. They're behind EOS Nation, EOS Sweden, if you're familiar with the EOS ecosystem a little bit. And this is the timeline. Right now, they're following us pretty closely. We're at this point where the testnet was launched, the voting platform was launched, the Block Explorer was launched, Desktop Wallet was launched as well, and the backend tools were done. We're right here. We're moving into the future where we want to have all the land registry, all the company registry, all the car registry, all these other registries actually on one simple blockchain that will be basically managed by the Congress, but also with oversight of Liberland system of decentralized courts. I really like one of these proposals, how to develop Liberland. We had a beautiful architectural competition organized by Zaha Hadid. I don't know if you're familiar with Zaha Hadid, but she was probably the most famous female architect in the world. The company helped us to build multiple visions how Liberland can be developed, and I think that was one of the most exciting ones. So it is a great get-together of different tech people, different architects, even sportsmen, 600,000 people now all around the world, with more than 100 offices in different countries. It's something you want to look at. Slowly, we're adding all the embassies that we have around the world to the main website. Check it out if your embassy is already there. If not, email me. It's easy. It's president@liberland.org, and we will make sure that Liberland is also well represented. We're working on a recognition of Liberland. hard. We opened our office right next to the UN, and we've got a strategic position now to meet all the heads of the states there. We are working also at the EU level with a number of members of parliament pushing for the recognition there. We got recognized by Somaliland. That was a very interesting event, and we've got some 5 other countries that are doing that are having diplomatic relations with us. So I think in that sense, in the 4 years, those are quite some achievements that we are at. Again, right now we have all this on the technological side. I hope that we will be able to launch the rest of the ecosystem by the first quarter next year, and we will see the flourishing ecosystem of Liberland companies on our chain. But that doesn't mean that if your company, for example, is on Aragon or is on any other kind of digital jurisdiction, that you cannot incorporate in Liberland as well. Right now we have great tools, for example, how to accept credit cards, how to make banking. Even for your DAO that will be incorporated in Liberland, you can use all these tools that normally all these DAOs have a problem when they think about where to incorporate. Why don't incorporate in Liberland? In Liberland, it's kind of great. You don't even have to have the paper that you are incorporated. We're just fine if you declare that you are incorporated in Liberland. That's a good base. You know, why should we care about some papers? But if you want to go and get the paper, you can also do it. It's liberland.ltd. Very easy 5-minute process. So just a couple of pictures from the development that is happening right now. How it will look for Liberland? There is the voting system, the people's access to their accounts, the dashboard. You will be able to also, maybe I should talk a little bit more about how the political system will work. So basically in EOS, there are these block producers. In Liberland, we will call them members of Congress. People will compete for the votes of people that have paid taxes. And people are basically paying with their taxes as much merits as you get in your wallet for contributing to the development of Liberland, as many you will have votes. And you will be able to select 21 members of Liberland Congress, and those people will be competing with their actions for the popularity. And on top of it, we will have a system of referendums, but only in a negative way, meaning that if the Congress decides about something and majority of citizens don't like it, they will be able to start a referendum and basically revoke the decisions by the Congress. And I think it's also an important tool for better democracy. Yes, we are using upgrading basically EOS technology, EOS.io, yes. Yes. We're a sovereign country. We cannot be running on somebody else's blockchain. It's it's not. But EOS simply was the best solution that we could found for our needs. And I hope that the solution that we're actually building will be something that we will be able to give to other countries as well. And I find it very exciting. So maybe a space for some questions, if there are some. Okay.
I have many. So, I studied international law, right? And there is a couple of elements or criteria that you have to achieve if you want to be a sovereign state. So, do you have permanent population?
Well, you have hit the weakest spot of Liberland right now, but if you read the Michigan Journal of International Law, the fact that Croatia forcefully removes our permanent population from the territory without any good reason, apart of the fact that they are trying to prevent us from inhabiting Liberland, basically gives us the full legitimacy for the statehood. It's a violent action that is happening right now on the territory of Liberland, so if you come there from any side, they will try to remove you and put you in the jail. But what I'm calling it, it's a nice bed and breakfast for 100 euros. Everybody that makes it to Liberland also gets Liberland citizenship, so it's like a fast track for you to do it. And of course, it's just a matter of time. It's a not a sustainable situation. And we also take this situation in a positive way. Croatia basically protects the territory for us, also from us, but also for us, right? That's it's kind of a funny situation in which we basically need to build a bigger momentum, but we are not even there yet. You know, our governance is being built as we speak, and I'm quite happy that they're actually doing what they're doing. I would like to have a organized settlement of Liberland. I would like to have defined property rights, working system of land registry, working system of dispute resolution, working system of voting before we actually move to the territory. And some people from the Serbian Foreign Ministry say it can take us up to 15 years. Now it would be 12. I think it's a reasonable estimate when I'm now having a little bit more experience from the process. It will take both effort on our organizational side. It will take a lot of effort on the side of the diplomacy. It will take a lot of effort to convince Croatia that we are viable and positive project for them. But we've got the third most popular politician, Ivan Pernar, with us. He's a big supporter. And he might be the next prime minister of Croatia easily, and that it would be great if a Liberlander becomes a next prime minister of Croatia. The recognition process of Croatia in Croatia would be much easier, of course. So thank you very much again, and okay.
So the project Liberland and the state existed before all of those solutions that you are now using on blockchain. So how did blockchain impact your process? And I mean, if probably it helps, but in which way?
Simply what we're trying to do is, of course, implement the best technology that is out there for formation of a governance, and that helps a lot. But there is this ideology which is to believe in freedom, right? Liberland was founded on 13th of April 2015. It was actually birthday of Thomas Jefferson. We know that the founding principles of the United States were fairly good, that the state shouldn't take care of anything else apart of security, justice and diplomacy. It should leave as much as possible to free market, to people to take care of, right? And all these principles are very viable in any time. And blockchain technology just steps in because it helps to run things in a transparent fashion. But right now, of course, we have a system, we have our government. I'm not the only one. We didn't have a time for it, but of course we have foreign minister, we have secretary of state, we have a justice minister as well. So we do have a structures, like traditional structures, but I don't think it's good enough. If you want to start a new country in the new century, you also need to have the latest governance technology. Okay. Any other? Okay.
What's important to look at when you start in a new country?
Well, okay. I think it's important. Well, you know, they're all. It's funny. On the other hand, that right, I would say Liberland is right now the only serious state-building effort that is out there. Right, there are many, and I think. It also makes sense from the perspective that we're also only serious ideological platform that is out there. Somebody trying to build a communist paradise doesn't have the momentum to build it because you can see all the hellholes around the world created by communism. So I would say it's important to look into what you want to build. And again, we want to build the freest society and use the latest tools to achieve it. And I would really, Liberland is a nice platform, right? There are not too many citizens, not too many people that from application, they made it all the way to the citizenship. And we don't require much. We really require people to participate, to help push Liberland forward, to get to know us in one way or another, you know, become representative in a country, help a little bit with the technology. So I would say that for me, the biggest challenge and the biggest thing that I have to look for is how to make sure that everybody that wants to help has the platform to help, and it's still my most important things which I'm trying to look for. And I think it's also the biggest problem now in Liberland because there is this bottleneck where hundreds of people are applying every single day, and we still don't have a right platform to get them engaged. There is like $30 billion pledged for investment to Liberland. There is probably like 50 billionaires that we didn't even manage to call back because we are just swamped with all these ongoing other efforts, but it's a very good platform these days. We have nice events all around the world. For example, next month in Ukraine there is a Startup Society conference organized by Liberland Embassy. You can look up all these events that are on the website. It takes 5 minutes to apply for citizenship, get your e-residency to start with, so I encourage you to do that. Okay, cool. Thank you very much again.